This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Well,
On the show today, Bill Bailey joins us.
Yeah.
Great comedian.
Yeah.
And also, we were talking to him from his house in London.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of chatter about what's
my
behind him
God.
because it
It's
caught
ridiculous.
our eye. It caught our eye.
It's ridiculous he has a room like that in his house.
Yeah.
The rubber room you have in your house, what's that about?
Well, I mean, that just fades into the background when I'm doing my live webcamming.
Is it cold down in the basement, or is it?
It's not a gin, though.
Do you warm up the harnesses and stuff?
No, I think the cold...
Yeah, it adds to it.
Yeah, because its effect on your nipples, Nathan.
You know what? Nothing unsexier than a warmed up nipple. You're right, Natalie.
Speaking of my nipples, what about thumbs? Green thumbs. Oh, we talk about green thumb thieves.
Tomorrow we're talking about green nipples. That's going to be fun. Also, we talk about whether you've been in a shop and you've broken something, whether or not you had to buy it or not.
Yeah, inspired by Nathan Morris.
Me at Target.
Nathan. What are you doing? Nat.
Therapy, that's what you need.
And Sean.
I don't know if I can go on.
937.
It's 6:02, Nathan and Sean. No Sean still. He's on long service leave back on Monday
Yeah, we're not
after all
letting
the
him
sport
back.
finishes.
No. We've decided we're sports journalists, and there's no room for him anymore.
No, that's a great point.
So, so much sport.
So much
sport, and he's not here. And he was sick during the Olympics. It was so funny. It's like when there is massive sports in the world, he either leaves the country or his body shuts down. Do you think because he loves it so much he just can't cope?
He's, on a
What is
cellular level, he just is overwhelmed.
And I was laughing, telling Natalie the other day, there was the year that Nova had moved some things around and Natalie had already booked her holiday, and so she wasn't here during the grand final, and I did a grand final show with Sean at the
It was
Crown.
when the grand final was here in Perth.
I'm the one that doesn't care about the grand final,
Yeah.
and I'm here for all of them. What are you talking about? If anyone's useless during grand final week, it's this guy.
Oh, we know. Do you reckon that what happened was his body was anticipating that the Dockers would get into it? Like he'd had conversations with our boss, Dave.
So he'd already wound it up.
And then when they crashed out, his body just gave up, and it's like
his organs started shutting down.
Go
But
to Bali.
then again, if the Dockers' performance meant Sean's organs shutting down, he would have died a long time ago.
I mean, valid point, especially coming from somebody who knows nothing about sport.
Yeah.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
What time did you get to bed last night?
Oh, late, because I had to submit my STM column and I hadn't.
Didn't do homework.
And I was tired, and so it made writing it even
I know,
slower.
that's the
It
worst.
was like walking through treacle.
Can't even send a text after 9.
So late is the answer. Too late.
Yeah. I was wanting to get to bed at a decent hour, but I tell you what, peak Maylands last night. Peak Maylands, unbelievable. I end up waking up, probably I fell asleep for about 15 minutes, and then I end up waking up to yelling, a lot of yelling. 3 men. 3 men having
And a baby? Or no?
No, the baby would have made it a little bit interesting. These guys were having a guttural argument outside of my place. Then they took it down the driveway.
The driveway of your building.
Of our building. And then they went up a little bit. And then I
What
was
were they
like,
arguing about?
I don't know, because it was just, it seemed like it may have been drunkenly fueled, because there was a lot of just slurring of words
that's
and stuff.
disappointing.
They were having a full-blown argument. I went out to the front then, because it was getting so loud. I thought, wait there, what is this? Because it wasn't stopping. And then I sort of peeked out there, and then one's nearly looked at me and shut down, because you don't want to get anyone's attention in my experience of living in Maylands, because if you do, like one time a guy threw a brick at another guy on a bike just out front of my house, and I was on the balcony and I saw it, and I went, oh! And I went like that and reacted. And the guy that threw the brick looked up at me and just pointed at me and went, ah! And screamed. So I ducked. And then the next minute, all he would have seen on the balcony is he would have seen the top of my balcony door open up and close.
Yes. As your commando crawling.
I crawled back into the apartment for safety. Because I thought, you can throw a brick at me.
Yes.
Yeah, so
And
anyway.
there's just bricks lying around everywhere.
Then one just fell to the ground screaming, crying, that guttural. Ah.
Oh.
This went for about 40
He's
minutes.
had a rough day, hasn't he?
40 minutes. My thing is...
On a Tuesday night
It's
as well.
a Tuesday night.
Nathan, Tuesday night.
It's a Tuesday night. What are you doing? I'm in bed.
Saturday night behaviour.
Home.
Maybe Sunday night when it's a long weekend.
I
But
know that whatever's happening, you're a bit upset, but get up. Don't cry there.
Or cry quietly, very quietly.
Do you
So have you not heard of silent sobbing?
Do your 9:30 crying. 9:30 p.m. outside of someone's house. Do that crying. That's the 9:30 crying.
A tiny whimper, nothing guttural.
Don't take your crying to your own street.
Or house.
Or your house, which you should be in because it's Tuesday night.
Tuesday night at 9:30.
Oh, anyway, Maylands, mate. Maylands. Anyway, I survived the night.
So how the property price is looking.
Hey, look, we're actually doing pretty well. Pretty well.
Good
If
time.
bullets don't frighten you.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
We've learnt one thing on this planet. It's not easy being a certain thing, is it? You can play that now, David.
Oh, wow.
I cannot with you.
Being
It's
green.
our
It's
boss.
not easy being green.
It's not
Or
easy paneling,
Dave
apparently.
McClung. Right, that was... You're hot on the buttons there, Dave.
We'll check that later. This is ridiculous. We've heard over the years about green thumb thieves, plant theft. A new one happened in Australind. A couple have found themselves a victim of a bizarre theft of foliage on Wednesday last week. The pair, they don't want to be named. They don't want to be named. They don't
Victim
want
one, victim
they don't want all
two.
these green thieves knowing their names.
No.
They went to find 4 holes dug in their front garden with several of their mature plants nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and so they're mature. They were like...
Yeah.
Quite big, weren't they?
Yeah, biggies, big.
So somebody's really worked hard and probably brought a trailer.
Natalie, they're the most impressive plants, and they're missing after spending the last 2 years developing their front garden into what they've called a native plant oasis.
Oh.
And there's no photos of it too. I was really ready to lose myself in the oasis.
No, because they don't want to show other people what they've got because they'll come and steal it.
When they moved in, it was a sea of red bricks. They dug it all up, mulched it, they made it water-wise.
Yes.
And they did it not only for themselves but for the enjoyment of the community.
And the planet. Don't forget the planet.
Yep. They said that when they saw that there were 4 holes, they went, oh, wait, there maybe there was something like nature, like foxes or something.
Okay.
And then they saw, upon a closer inspection, that the plants were surgically removed. In a hit and run throughout the night. Some people down the bottom as well, in the comments section, John M., right? This is a Perth Now article. This is local. We had a thief roll up several years ago with his female accomplice in the front seat of our sedan into our driveway. He got out with a shovel in his hand. He was even seen by people walking on the footpath nearby, digging up our rose garden from near the front of our house.
Not the roses.
This guy even had the audacity to wave at the pedestrians who witnessed him like he had no care in the world. Then Leonard H. said, I planted a standard rose tree in Dianella once, and as I didn't trust the neighbours in the area, I put a chain around it and secured it to a boulder.
Is this what we have to do now? We have to chain up our roses. That's crazy.
Oh, how do I get through the chain? Wait there, I can just go through the bush. I can just cut through that. Chain's not going to stop you. Anyway, Bella, this morning.
Hello.
First time on air for our show. She's very nervous. She told her not to break it.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Bella, we said, like, is green thumb thievery happening a lot in Perth?
It is. It happened to me
How long ago?
Talk us through it. What
like
happened?
a couple weeks ago. We have these people. Our bin night is Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
I think it may be some like local youths.
The worst kind of youths. Local
Has
youths.
anyone got local youths in their area? 13, 24, 10.
They have been coming down the street and like pushing everyone's bins over. So the rubbish all over the road. Apparently it's funny. Anyway.
Yeah, it is.
And my partner was really annoyed. He was looking out our little like peephole in the front door, and he's like, I think they're in our front yard. And I was like, surely not. Like,
No.
that's so random. Why would they do that? I woke up the next day and I was like looking out the front window, and this beautiful, fresh butterleaf lettuce that we had been growing had been taken. They had reached over our fence, grabbed it off, like the lattice, the pot and everything.
You had lettuce on a lattice?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Lettuce.
Ran down the road, tried to find it. Maybe they threw it in a bin or something, honestly.
No, they took it home to make a salad,
Yeah.
obviously.
the youths.
My thing with growing a lettuce is it's such a lot of effort, and then it's gone in 1
No,
second.
they grow pretty easily.
Do they? How long does it take to grow a lettuce?
Yeah.
Oh, it had been growing for like a couple months.
What
and
about
like,
lettuce? Is it quicker?
it fast tracks the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've grown lettuce, and you can just go out and pick a few leaves, Nathan, and then
It does
make
go
your
back
salad.
quite fast.
Yeah.
How many more lettuces? Leti? I don't know. What's the plural? How many more lettuces did you have at the front? Just the one butternut lettuce?
No, we had another one, but we've now lowered all of the plants
So
so they
out
can't
of
be.
eye.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Have you thought about putting a chain around them and chaining that to a boulder?
Shouldn't have, you're right. In this day and age, you shouldn't have to chain up your lettuces.
What area are you living in?
I'm in Nedland.
Oh, this is
In Netherlands?
That's
I
fancy.
know.
The youths are stealing lettuce in Netherlands?
There are a lot of uni students in Netherlands, though. Maybe there's, they're at risk of getting scurvy. So
It wouldn't be the locals. All those families come from money. They've got lettuce money. That's insane.
All right, we want to talk about green thumb theft. Have you been a victim of it?
Yeah.
Ashley's in Midland. Hi, Ash.
Hi.
Hi,
Have you been a victim of green thumb theft?
I have.
What happened?
So I was due for a rent inspection, and I checked my security cameras to see if she'd come and gone. But what I seen on there was her taking plants from my backyard. The rent inspection.
The property manager came and took plants from your backyard and stole them?
Yeah.
What are you
So the whole plant? Like, did she dig them out? What did she do?
Or were they in pots?
Like half plants. So like she took some that were in pots, and then like she cut bits off ones and
Took some cutting.
different kinds of.
I'm fine. If someone wants to take a cutting, I think that's okay. But then
you
again,
have to ask, though.
if everyone wants to take a cutting,
Yeah, that's
you'll
right.
come home, your frangipani tree's gone.
Yeah,
It's a
you have
little
to
stump.
ask about a cutting. Yeah.
Okay, but if the cutting's hanging over someone's fence, I feel like
that legally you can do. You can.
legally can do that. So did you confront her with this?
I asked her about it the next time she did an inspection. She goes, yeah, I took some, and I was like, well,
What?
I don't think you're allowed to do that. So,
So she's in a position of power, though.
yeah, but now she no longer works there.
Right. Okay. Right.
Because she owns a Waldex. And it is thriving. She gets her plants at really low costs.
That's amazing, isn't it? Just the audacity.
Sorry, like the way she was like,
Audacity.
yeah, I took them.
Yeah, I
Oh,
took
okay,
them.
sorry. 1,000 apologies.
Thanks, Ash. Ricardo, hello.
Hello.
Hey,
good morning.
Ricardo.
Have you been-
Hey,
How
buddy.
you doing?
Yeah, good, mate.
Have you been a victim of green thumb theft, Ricardo?
Yeah, and it's been very funny also. So it happened a few years ago, but I'm still laughing about it.
Yeah.
And this one is regarding me and my ex-girlfriend. We used to live together in this house with a massive, nice veranda. We
Yeah.
had a lot of collection of cactus. And she knew that I was loving this big, tall, green, very healthy with the yellow, big, long spike yellow.
Yes.
And when we break up, I remember one day my dog started to move his tail at the door, so I noticed someone was on the veranda. And I just started to spying outside, and I noticed in my ex-girlfriend that she came in the front yard. And it was so funny seeing her try to grab a massive cactus, and she was getting hurt. And I could not stop laughing. So she was trying
She's like
all
trying
these
to,
different
ow,
ways.
ow, ow.
Yeah, exactly, correct. I didn't have my phone with me, otherwise I was even filming. So she put all the clothes around, she tried to grab her, she was but in the end she drove on the floor, she broke the vase, and she dragged the cactus in her car, so she left all the...
So she didn't want anything else from you, but she was taking that goddamn cactus.
She was... Apparently she was very angry on me, and it was kind
But
of
she
revenge.
showed you.
So she really wanted that one, and I was like... I let her take him because it was so funny, the situation. I was like, you can have it.
You know what? She earned it.
Yeah.
She earned that
Worth
cactus.
it. Worth it.
That was some comedy
I can give you
gold.
some plaster as well, some bandits if you want.
If you go, I got to steal a cactus, you need PPE, is what we're learning from this.
Oh,
Ricardo,
Ricardo.
that story had
That was
everything. Thank
everything.
you. We'll finish up with Melissa from Coolbellup. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Mel.
Mel, okay. Have you been a victim of green thumb theft?
Yes. There was a lady. She was stealing my plants and all the other neighbours' plants as well, and I think some people over the other streets as well.
Yes.
She was actually going down to the local supermarket and sitting out front, and she was selling the plants. So she was stealing.
So she just set up a stall
But
so you could buy your stuff
It's
back
like-
again.
But she chose to do it in the local area where she was stealing the plants from.
Yes, she was.
She was actually pretty well known. I've seen this on the community Facebook groups because,
Yes,
she was famous
yes,
for it,
the
wasn't
Cooley
she?
Yes, Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I cannot
Isn't that
say I
amazing?
am in love with her. Just the audacity. It's like our neighbour over the road, right? I'm going to say allegedly because we never. Oh, no, yeah, it's allegedly. Took
It's
our
alleged
bins.
that he's over the road?
No,
or-
no, allegedly took our bins. Allegedly took one of our yellow bins, and I see him use it all the time. He still uses it.
then-
We
so
literally
he's
know it's
putting
that
it-
bin.
he's
He puts
putting it out every week.
He's got an extra bin than he's supposed to. It's a bigger bin that belongs to an
Yes.
apartment block, not a residential bin. He doesn't have any right to have it because residents don't get those size bins, and he still wheels it out, uses it. He just took it one day, just wheeled off it, wheeled off.
Well, it's right there.
People that just take people's
I mean,
stuff.
this lady, Melissa, it must have felt like she was like harvesting. I'll just go and harvest some things and then sell them. That's, I mean, it's brilliant, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it was just, I couldn't believe it.
What plant did she take from you? What plant did she take?
Well, I had like palms and stuff out the front. She was just cutting them off and then putting them in with it. It was a mixture of native plants, palms.
Oh, she's got everything. She's got a lot of customers. You don't know what her customers want. She's got a whole range of people buying from her.
Oh, thanks, Melissa.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're pretty excited for Joanne from Auburn Grove when she won Cash Car and a Star.
Well, let's
and now
think
it's
about it.
real.
Yeah, so it was an EV.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's a car.
Yes.
Then you get $20,000. Mm-hmm. Bonus.
Plus a trip to New York to see Troye Sivan perform at Madison Square Garden. Extraordinary.
We posted a photo of some of the footage that Joe took while at the concert, and you'll be blown away by how huge the venue is and how many people Troy packed into it. That's on our socials, Nathan, Nat and Sean on Instagram if you want to check it out.
19,500 people squeeze into Madison Square Gardens, and Joe was one of them. She joins us now. Hello, Joe.
Good morning.
Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Joe, where are you
Hi.
right now?
Right now we are at Yankee Stadium watching the New York Yankees take on the Orioles from, I can't remember where.
Baltimore.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, just letting you know, Natalie and I are in Subiaco.
Oh, yeah. that's
Yankee
good.
Stadium's amazing too, isn't it,
Yankee
Joe?
Stadium, it is. It is so good.
Hey, Joe, we've been
Massive.
talking about you since you've been going on your trip, and we're like, okay, so we want to know the reality is, are you staying a few extra days? Like, have you organised? What are you doing?
We're 7 nights we're here.
Yeah.
We leave on the 8th night. It's like, our flight's like 1 o'clock in the morning, so we're here for almost 8. So we have to leave the airport like 9 p.m. But that's okay. We've still got a full day extra. So,
Oh, mate,
yeah.
how exciting. So tell us about the Troye Sivan concert, because I don't think people here realise how big Troye Sivan is overseas, where he first became famous for his music.
He absolutely got the crowd going. He was so good. So he obviously shared the stage with Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
She probably did like 60% of the concert,
No
I reckon.
way.
But yeah, she did. But he was so much better. Like he just like got the crowd's attention, and he really can perform, and he really holds the audience.
And he
He's
puts
so
on a
good,
show too.
honestly.
I heard there was a
He
lot
really does.
of people that went
Yep.
clutching their pearls at some of the erotic
The
stuff they
moments.
were watching on stage. Was it amazing?
Was it sexy?
It was really good. It was not tasteless at all.
Yeah.
It was really good. He did a really good show. He dances well. He performs well. He held the audience.
We heard that Charlie
Yeah, it was so
XCX in some of the shows, I don't know if it was that yours, brought out Lord to perform one of their songs together. Is that right?
No, we had Madison Rae come out.
Oh, well, hello.
Yeah, she came out for a couple of songs.
This is the thing about
You know,
Troy. He makes such good friends with all these celebrities.
And you're
they
in a
just come
place
and-
where there's people like that all the time.
They just come and do him favours
Yeah,
like
do you
that.
want to come and play for a couple of songs?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that was brilliant. So what's left for your plans while you're in the US? What are you doing?
Well, we covered a lot of it. Like, I think in our first full day here, we did something like 23 kilometres walking. We were pretty sore by the end of it.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of the main monuments, and we went to the Statue of Liberty today.
Oh.
Tomorrow we're going to do the Chelsea Market, then do the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just doing the gaps with whatever we can think of,
Yeah.
I think.
Have you had
Hit up
any
some
street
bakeries,
food? Have you had any New York street
We
food?
haven't. We were talking about that today. That's going to be our next thing. We're going to go for dinner tonight in the Bronx, but the trek up here was probably longer than what we expected, so we're just going to grab stadium food. Like, that's another experience.
Of course
I know,
it
it's so
is.
good.
People wear hats with nachos on them. Bloody, anyway, the whole thing is so good. I'm so excited for you. So let's talk about the $20,000 that you won. What's happening with that?
Okay, so we're having a pretty good time here. There's no expense kind of shared. I think we just spent $360 in the team store.
I mean, that was just for 2 hats.
This is just free money, isn't it, though? Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we're considering doing a helicopter tour over Manhattan.
Amazing.
So that's pretty steep as well. But we're like, we got the money, and it's like, live with no regrets. Like, you can't go home and say, wish we did. So,
well, I mean,
and you don't know when you can be back again.
It's free with a bow on it.
Right.
And I've heard that.
Exactly.
And tell us about your car situation. So I've heard that you've ordered a particular version of it. What's the deal?
Yeah, so there was a couple of them that were available now.
Yep.
But I don't, go for the plain white or silver kind of colour.
Yes.
So the one I went for the blue one with the black top.
Yes.
And that's not available. But that's not available till November, so it's more like an early Christmas present, I guess.
Oh, my
That's
God.
only a couple of months away.
What a great year for you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you,
I know,
Joe.
this prize is like the gift that just keeps on giving.
I know.
It goes on and on.
I know.
Yeah.
I like that you don't
So
get
good.
your car until November because then it's like another present.
Stretches it out.
God,
So
Joe,
good.
well done, mate.
We'll let you get back to the Yankees-Orioles game. You have a brilliant time, Joe, and a safe flight
No worries.
home, okay?
Thank you, guys.
Bye, honey.
So much. It's been amazing.
So
Awesome.
good.
You can check out Joe at the Choice of Unconcert on our socials. Nathan, Nat, and Sean. Hit it up on Instagram.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
So when you're at the shops, right? And
hang on.
you're
No,
at the
I'm
shops.
familiar. I'm
you're
familiar.
At the shops,
Yep.
and then you hear a noise coming from a few aisles over, and someone smashed something.
Oh,
and
that
you go,
sounds close.
No. You go, that's
Oh,
terrible.
no, yeah. Who's that massive loser who's just smashed something in the shop?
Yesterday, that was me at Target and Subiaco.
Oh, Nathan.
I was at the side
What
plates.
are you doing smashing?
Great
What are
wedding.
you-
my big fat Greek wedding.
Are you a bull in a china shop? What are you doing?
I was at the side plates because I need a saucer for one of my pot plants, and it didn't come with a saucer.
Oh, God. I'm
So I was
sorry.
looking for a
I'm
side
sorry
plate that would match
for
it.
your suffering.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's something on my to-do list.
Yeah.
that I was trying to get ticked off. And, so then I picked up this plate. Now, I thought I put it back properly, and I didn't. And
You
then
just threw it on the ground instead?
No, it hit my shin, and then it smashed on my shin.
Oh, so are we suing Target?
This is the start of my class action lawsuit. So anyway, I felt terrible. So I was like, straight away picked up all the pieces.
Because you know the rule. I've seen the sign.
Yeah,
you break it, you
buy
bought it.
At $3.50, I was fine. So the guy came over. It was a bargain. Everything's a bargain. It's basically Kmart number 2, really.
Yeah, well, it is. Same people.
The guy came out of nowhere with a dustpan and shovel and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I said, "No,
He
it's
got
not
that
your
in the
fault."
laundry department.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I said, "No." I said, "I'll offer to pay." And he goes, "No, you're fine."
But it was your fault, though, wasn't it?
It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, right. Okay, just double checking.
Yeah. So, and I offered to pay, and he said, "No, that's fine." But then I thought, and that's great, and also it was $3.50.
Yeah.
But we've seen signs in shops where it says you break it, you buy it.
Because if it's not $3.50, if you're in a proper fancy china shop and it's Villeroy and Bosch or something or Royal Dalton and you drop a plate, that's $160.
Well, it's like when my brother was little. When my brother was little, my mum took her eyes off Graydon for a second, and then she turned around and she was like, "Where is he?" And he was just in the door in the door of a bridal shop, and he'd just done a poo under a wedding dress and was patting the veil down on top of it.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't want anybody to see that.
To really squash it down there. So, but like in that situation, I would 100% say you would have to pay for that dress.
Yeah, or at least the cleaning fee.
No, but you can't go selling a dress after a kid's been stamping their poo in it and then act like it's all fun because you take it to the dry cleaners.
I'm here to pick up my dress. What's that brown stain?
That's weird.
Yeah, but that would be thousands of dollars.
Yeah. We want to talk about if you've been in a situation where you have been in a retail environment, or maybe it was at a museum or an art gallery.
Yeah.
But we
saw that kid break the pot the other week.
But you've broken something and they've told you that you have to pay for it.
Yeah. You broke it, you bought it.
And if you work in a retail place, have you had to have that conversation with the customer? Or is these days, is it just whatever, if someone breaks something, they can just leave?
I mean,
I don't know what the rules are these days.
Insurance should cover it,
I don't
surely.
know.
But also, just some manners, you should offer to pay for
But
it.
there's some like small bricks and mortar stores. My mum and dad run shops. They might be able to afford all that.
Kerry, hello.
Hi. G'day, guys. How you going?
Kerry. Good, Kerry. We're wondering if you broke it, you bought it, is a thing still.
Oh, my kids did not break it. They certainly wrecked it.
Wow.
So I went to the local shops and I left the kids outside with their father. And we had been watching the local florist do a beautiful display, Easter display outside. And we'd been watching it for a couple of days, and she'd gone to meticulous trouble. Anyway, I went in the store. When I came out, my middle child had this shirt up with a lot of things stuffed into the shirt. And I was like, what have you got in there? And she's like, look. And she had pulled all the chickens, you know those little fluffy chicks?
Yes.
The woman had stuck them onto all these Easter eggs, and she had removed every single one. So I'm trying to stick them back on, realising that there's no recovery from this.
Yes.
And I was thinking, do I do a runner?
Yeah,
do I? And then out of the corner of my eye, she comes out, because she obviously thinks someone's going to buy something. And she's looked at her display and gone, like this, and she goes, you have to pay for that.
Did she?
We can't eat dairy. We're not going to even eat them. And she's like, well, you have to gift them. And in my head, I'm like,
dairy.
yeah, everyone's going to want my Easter eggs covered in my kids' pory little hands with dead chicks stuck back on the top of it. So, yeah, I think it ended up costing us between $50 and $60 to lay eggs, which I could have gone to Kmart and probably got for 20.
I suppose.
Kerry, this is on your husband, though, because he was supposed to be supervising. What was he doing?
He didn't even notice. And the child had been noticing these chicks for some days. I think she'd plotted it.
She'd been eyeing them off.
And this is the thing about you. The mother knows that the kid has been eyeing up for days. Fathers they just seem to be very oblivious to what's going on.
Oblivious.
Yeah.
And where was the father? He'd done a runner.
Did he? As soon as she started walking over, he took off.
Yeah, it took off with the other two kids, because the other two kids were like, this is not going to end well.
Can I say, there's something I really enjoy about couples together, and whether it be he or her, or, if it's same sex, either one of you, that take off when someone needs help or is in drama or something for one's happening.
Or they're getting in trouble.
If you're banning your partner, it's so funny.
Thanks, Kerry. Mel, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Great,
good,
Mel. Okay, did you broke it, you bought it, count in your case?
Yes.
What happened?
We were down in Bustleton and we were getting the jetty, like the train up to the end. And we were sitting in the gift shop and I was watching my 5-year-old making sure she doesn't touch anything. My partner was looking at magnets or something, and then I hear this crash, and I was like, oh, my God. I'm holding my 8-month-old, and she had pulled down a whole shelf of mini mermaid figurines.
Breakable figurines, I take it.
It was a mermaid massacre, Natalie.
They were probably like 5 centimetres tall, because some of them were sitting and stuff, and there was about maybe 14 of them.
Slaughtered.
8 of them had their heads gone. The rest of them had like limbs, like arms.
Well, to be honest, though, as soon as you do catch a fish, you cut its head off. And then you fill it up.
I was like, oh my God. So I've slowly tried to like pick them all up, and I've taken them up to the town. She's like, oh, do you want to buy them? I was like, well, not exactly, but I'll pay for them, like, obviously, because there's so many. And they were like, oh my God. And then they were like, oh, that's going to be so much. So like $14, $15 each. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do? This is a very expensive jetty ride.
Yes.
And then they ended up giving me like cost price. So I think it worked out to be like $70-something.
That's nice.
And I was just like,
$70 broken mermaids.
Some beheaded mermaids.
Yeah, I took 2 home that still had their heads attached to her, missing an arm, just so I can show her what she did.
Yes, you took 2 of them home.
That's very funny.
Can I just say, I think it's so great as well that your partner was over there looking at magnets. Isn't it so funny the things you do when you're on a break?
Yeah, exactly.
Looking at magnets.
I mean, you want to, memorialise the trip. Oh, great. Thanks, Mel. Kim's in Golden Bay. Hello.
Morning.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, Kim. What have you got for us?
Well, this story is my mum. She was babysitting my 2 boys, and they were quite young at the time. And she was out shopping for a gift for a friend of hers. And they walked past dusk. So Mum said, oh, we'll pop in here. And she stood out the front of the shop giving the boys a lecture about don't touch anything, keep your hands to yourself. Everything's very gentle, like precious in here. It's easily breakable. Yeah. And then she thought to herself, no, you know what I'll do? I'll put them in the trolley. So she picked both the kids up, put them in the trolley, walked straight into dusk and slammed into the first display in the doorway. So she was absolutely mortified.
And what was the display of? Was it all like ceramic candle holders and stuff?
It was all candles. It was glass.
Yeah,
it
well,
was a proper, like, island, one of the little islands that they have.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
She just looked up, and my oldest boy said, "Nana, you told us not to break anything."
Yes.
And she was absolutely mortified, but thankfully the lady just sort of said, "It's okay, like, this actually happens all the time."
That's nice.
But Mum said there was so many candles on the floor and so much breakage. She was so embarrassed.
I mean, at least with a candle, they can melt it down and start again.
You got to understand, people that work at candle shops, they're chill.
That's true.
They've got so many
All
different
that
aromas.
lavender.
You know what I mean? Like, they are just like ready
All
to
that
pass
lang
out.
lang.
Yeah, that is so good. Well, most of us are like put a candle, turn a candle on, light a candle to relax at home. They're around that all day.
All day. So you're right, they are chilled. Thank you, Kim.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
One word, $5,000. Nova 937's missing word for ABC Blinds. Transform your home for less with ABC Blinds Spring Inspiration Sale. Save up to 40% off indoor blinds, shutters and sheer curtains.
This is a simple premise. Guess the missing word and win $5,000.
This week's missing word comes from Natalie's sentence.
Yes, it does. Do you want to have a listen to the sentence? Here we go.
When I go on holidays, the first thing I pack is...
Now, Ross had a clue
He gave us a clue yesterday, and the clue was it's something you can wear.
Well, let's see if Vanessa from Wanneroo knows. Hi, Vanessa.
Hello, how are you?
Good, mate.
Great, Vanessa.
You gone on many holidays, Vanessa?
A couple here and there.
So you've packed before, so you know the first thing that you pack, but I wonder what the first thing that Natalie packs is. So we'll have a listen to the sentence.
When I go on holidays, the first thing I pack is...
What's your missing word, Vanessa?
$5,000.
Well, I'm gonna go on a limb here because what I thought the sentence was not what I thought it was now.
What did you think the sentence was?
When I go on holiday, the first thing I grab is...
No, pack. First thing I pack.
All right.
Okay, so have a crack.
I'm going to say what I said before, but it's the suitcase, which clearly is not the case.
No, because you don't wear it. And also that's two words.
Suitcase.
No, the first thing I pack is suitcase. You wouldn't see that.
The suitcase. That's okay.
Correct.
Look, you knew what was. Yeah.
But thank you for being a part of it, Vanessa.
Yeah. Let's see if Damon knows. Hi, Damon.
Hey guys, how are we doing today?
Great,
Damon, what's the first thing you pack when you're on holidays?
Well, personally, it'd be bathers, wouldn't it? Because you're going to go out and have a swim, or you're going to go, to a local pool.
So bathers.
So if that's what you pack, is that what you're going to guess the missing word is?
That is exactly what I'm going to guess.
The first thing I pack is bathers.
That area, yeah.
Well, it fits the clue because it is something you can wear, and it also the sentence is grammatically correct and it's just one word.
Yep.
Damon.
Yeah.
It's not bathers.
Not bathers. If it was bathers for Natalie, it'd be bathers with a modesty frill. Because she's a modest. She's demure. She's demure.
Demure, yes. Julie's in Alkimos. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Jules.
All right, Jules. Now, all you need to do is correctly fill in the missing word, and we'll give you $5,000. What do you reckon it might be?
I think it might be protection.
Protection. What sort of holidays do you think I'm going on, Julie? It's something you can wear. Yes.
Yeah.
It's grammatically correct.
Yeah, but the sentence doesn't say a crate of.
Well, it doesn't specify how much, but it could be a pallet or it could just be a packet. You never know. Julie, I appreciate what you think about me, but that is not the missing word, I'm afraid, so we can rule out protection.
Yeah. She likes to buy them locally, like postcards.
That's right.
Just from around the world.
Yeah, and Kit Kats,
Yeah, great. Kit Kats.
Listen to Ross after 9 o'clock. He's got a brand new clue to help you figure out our missing word. That's every day. It's all thanks to ABC Blinds, of course. We'll give you all another guess tomorrow morning. $5,000 is still on the table.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Bill Bailey is headed our way. He's bringing his Thoughtifier show. He's going to be playing Perth Riverside Theatre Saturday the 2nd of November. But before that, a couple of nights before in Mandurah and Bunbury, if you're so inclined, book at Bohm Presents. That's BOHM Presents.com. We got the opportunity to catch up with him before we went on a break. Sean was still here.
Yeah, so this isn't Sean live from Bali.
No. No. And there's a couple of parts of this because we had a great chat to Bill Bailey. Let's have a listen.
Hello.
Hello, Bill.
Ah, there you are. Bill Bailey. What a pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much.
Really wealthy right now.
Oh, really?
Where are you? Are you in a tomb?
It does look like a tomb. You're right. There's artifacts behind you, Bill.
Do you live in a pyramid?
I'm in the British Museum. I'm actually in a
There is looking like some artifacts behind you. Certainly some art pieces.
Have you been on a dig recently?
Yes, I dug these up this morning. Yeah.
What are they, Bill?
They're my relatives. There's Auntie Jean there, and then Uncle Frank over there.
Uncle Frank.
They're diminished.
Does the ears
They're
run
quite
in the
diminished.
I was wondering if the ears run in the family. I don't see them with you, but I do see them on your auntie and uncle there.
Yeah, no, it's a very powerful gene. The ear gene.
The Bailey.
But of course they're petrified. I mean, they've been ossified.
Yeah.
And we like to keep them around, you know.
It's nice.
It's a lovely touch.
It's like you saw a while there, and it was especially in America. Are you drinking champagne?
Yes, I am.
We forget the time difference. It's breakfast radio here, so we're all up and
What
about.
life are you living right now? If you get if a hand comes out from the screen and feeds you caviar, I'm done.
They say there's no money in comedy. Hello.
This is how I live. Go on.
I was going to talk about how people were getting their pets stuffed in America, and they were doing them like their dog, and then the dog would, and then the dog's paws would hold the remote control.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, right.
So functionally stuffed. Yeah. So
That's just creepy. That's not right.
you've got your aunt and uncle behind your head. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm just expecting you to pick up a lobster next.
Bill, have you stopped down to chat to us on a night out, or what's going on here?
No. I mean, I'm a living exhibit at the National Gallery. No, I've just had been to dinner. I've had a bit of dinner, and I'm now relaxing at home in my West London home.
Yes, and he thought, what I need to do now is have a nice glass of champagne and talk to some people in Perth. That just makes sense. Your life makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. See?
Another sip.
Hey, what did you order for dinner? What'd you have?
Oh, do you really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
100%. 100%.
Let's do that. No, I went to my local restaurant in my street. It was a fantastic Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
Their concept is like it's Indian railway food. So it's a guy. I don't know if you've ever been on the railways in India.
I have, yes.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's like that.
While you're eating, are there like 400 people on the roof as well for the authentic?
That's right. You cling to the outside of the building, and they just hand you like naan bread through the window.
They throw butter chicken in your general direction.
That's it. You just have to grab what's going. They just chuck it out the window. The gravity just sends it into the place. No. It's a lovely little spot. So I'm supporting a local restaurant.
The first time I had Indian food was actually when I went to London, because before then, when I was growing up, when my mum would make anything, it looked like a stew. So I thought Indian food was like a stew, and I went, no.
Essentially it is, but just with more spices and flavour.
Until you're going to London, you go, oh my God, this is bloody beautiful.
I know. My mum made one curry and it had no heat in it. There's nothing. There was not even an ounce of warmth, but it did have coconut and sultanas in it. Though.
In our house, we had no cultural food coming in at all. In my house, growing up, Bill, a treat for us was mince on toast. And let me give you the ingredients. You get mince, you cook it, and then you put it on toast.
Oh,
are you writing this down?
Pretty straightforward. I like that. So I thought when you said mince, I thought you meant like peppermint. So that'd be quite weird. But minced meat, minced beef.
Yeah, minced beef.
Oh,
yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah,
that's pretty basic. No, I mean my mum.
He's a basic bitch. Don't worry.
Do you know what though? We did have the curry when I was growing up was very much like that. My mum put raisins in it. I mean what? And also, she would slice banana over it in case it's too hot.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
And
okay.
Take the heat out of
desiccated
it.
coconut, yeah.
Does
I love
banana
it.
take the heat out of a curry?
Well, there was no heat in it anyway, was there, Bill?
No.
You know why? Because you won't be worrying about. You won't be thinking about why it's so hot. You'll be thinking, why am I eating banana?
With
Yeah.
a curry.
The only heat
know.
came from Keen's curry powder. That was it, and there was no heat in that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know why there was this myth going around that banana somehow was like the asbestos of food. It would somehow insulate the food. You never see, there's a fire. Quick, get a banana. Fire.
Yeah, put the blanket down. That's not going to do anything.
It sounds like it was just a sneaky way to make you eat some fruit, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, you're right.
So, Bill, you're coming down here again. Like we spoke to you a couple of times last year, or certainly last year,
Yes.
after your last tour. So the crowds are loving your work. You can't get enough of coming down to WA.
I'd love it. No, I just genuinely love the crowds there. I've always had fun there, and you know what? Over the years, it's like it's like when I first started to come to Australia. It was many years ago now, and I guess like whenever you come to a new place, people don't know who you are, and it took a while, because I remember the first Melbourne Comedy Festival I came to, and people, I was in the front. People just walk, there's two couples in the front row. Clearly, they had no idea what I was talking. Not a clue what I was talking about, And then they got up and walked out, and I said, "Oh, sorry, have I offended you?" And then this woman, she nudged her husband, and he went, "Oh, sorry, mate." He goes, "We thought you were the juggler, right?" and so, and I guess, you know what I mean, like. So it's a bit of it takes a while to build up a crowd, But these days, I've been coming to Australia enough times now. People kind of have figured out what I do, and they come to me, which is great. I love it.
So you've just started juggling, obviously, to keep people happy.
Yeah, I keep the juggling in, but no, it's just juggling with ideas, concepts these days.
Yeah.
So, Bill, it is interesting, the timing of your tours. I think it always seems to be just as the weather turns in London, you think, I've got to go to Australia again. Deliberate, right?
Yes, absolutely right. Exactly. My tours are based around a barometer, on the wall,
Yes.
Just as the temperature starts to drop. Wait a minute, aren't I supposed to be in a different hemisphere? So, it's always great, and it's a lovely time of year to be in Australia. It's great, and my tours there, I'm very fond of the place and you lot and the people, because there's a kind of I think we share a lot of similarities in our humour. There's a kind of a genuine sort of sense of loving of the surreal nature of life. The genuine absurdity of it, and a kind of a healthy skepticism about the higher ups and general authority. And I think we're very similar. And I've always found that over the years. So it's a great place to come.
Are
and
you
tour.
finding that wokeness is coming into comedy too much?
There is a bit, yeah. I mean, I think the thing is that it's like we adapt, and comedy adapts. And society adapts, and comedy is very fluid. It's very mercurial, and it will just flow around wherever it needs to find, an outlet. And I think that it doesn't necessarily mean that things are restricted by it. We just, we find other ways to get to the funny. So I don't see it as an impediment. No.
Yeah.
Bill, I wanted to ask you about the moment you heard that you were dead and had been released somewhere along the line.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well,
would you like to confirm or deny the rumours?
Remember that time when you were dead? Yeah.
Well, you're in a tomb right now, so we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm dead right now. No, the BBC announced my death on Twitter, as it was then, it was someone else. It was some guy in America called Bill Bailey who died, but the BBC panicked and pressed the Bill Bailey's dead button. I'm assuming they have one.
They had been hovering over it for a while. Yeah.
He's gone. He's a quick emergency obit. Anyway, so this photograph appeared on social media with me saying Bill Bailey committed and died. And I was like, I was kind of a bit disappointed to the result. The reaction was pretty muted.
There wasn't an outpouring of public grief.
No, I was hoping for more like kind of North Korean, mourners lining the streets, just weeping, gnashing their teeth.
Yeah,
He's dead.
David Beckham queuing to see you lying in state.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
exactly. Something like there was not a couple of sad face emojis. That's it.
They had
not a great deal.
those, one of the plots for an episode of Schitt's Creek, Moira Rose.
Yeah.
They announced that she's dead and she's not, of course. And then the thing that surpasses her death notice is a giraffe and a kitten that were best friends. The giraffe stood on the kitten and killed it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly that was the biggest death news of the day over her.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Oh,
so did you have to call the BBC and say, "Hey, just so you know, I'm fine"?
And do you get an apology?
I'm fine. No, nothing. I got nothing. They just kind of took it down quietly. But in the meantime, loads of people phone me up to get in touch. That was a weird thing. Like my family phoning me. Are you okay? Well, I'm not dead, so
I answer.
Right?
Where were you when you found out you were dead?
Well, I was on tour. I was in the hotel room, and my tour manager texted me, and he goes, "I've just seen that you're dead."
We've got a show to do.
Yeah, are you gonna be? And I went, no, I'm. Just a conversation. No, I'm okay. And I posted out. I said, for those of you coming to the show tonight, I'm okay. The tickets are still valid.
It's like it's weekend of Bernie's.
At least they care, Bill.
Yeah.
You got people contacting you, so you'd imagine they cared. Otherwise, they're just looking for, okay, can we move into his house?
Yeah, but a bunch of them weren't caring if they're getting a refund. I'm sure, to be honest.
That's right. Exactly. So can I get the tickets? Can I get the money back? I mean, that was it. That was the sort of. That's the reality. I think we all have to deal with that. It was quite chastening in many ways. It was like, people are just going to move on. Oh, never mind. Bad face. Anyway, I got my money back. I spent the money.
Well, we're glad you're still alive, Bill, and coming through Australia. Bill hits our shores at the end of October, so he'll be playing Riverside Theatre Saturday, the 2nd of November. But if you don't want to go there, if you want to get away for the weekend, you could go and see him at the Mandurah Performing Arts Centre on the 31st of October, or in Bunbury on the 30th of October. Tickets from Bone Presents. That's BOHMpresents.com. Thank you so much for talking to us, Bill. This is fresh from the National Museum. It's a delight.
Bill Bailey, not dead.
Not dead. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Roll up. It's time for Best in Show.
Nathan and Sean might be the biggest show in town, but we want to find the best in show. Get your tickets at perthroyalshow.com.au.
Oh, yeah, it's happening as we speak. That time of year again, the Perth Royal Show is back in full swing.
Oh, there's so much to do with the show, but there was a favourite part that we love, and that is Best in Show, Natalie.
So we're doing our own Best in Show. Telling your story could win you $500 and a family pass to the Perth Royal Show.
That's right. And today we have a brand new category.
Dramatic.
Recipients of the most gobsmacking comment about them.
Oh, okay. As an example, Zara, hello.
Hi, Zara.
Hello, good morning.
We talked about this category and you just listed off about 15 of things that have been said to you.
So these are the things that people say maybe it's a compliment to you, or they don't realise
they think it's a compliment.
Yeah, or they don't realise how rude they're being, but you're a bit gobsmacked by it. Give us some examples, Zara.
So the first one that came to mind was when I was 18. I just started going clubbing, and Mum said to me, she went, "Oh, it's okay. You'd be hard to kidnap because I'm quite tall."
So she said that you're unkidnappable.
Unkidnappable because I'm quite tall. And then I told my now partner about it. He agreed.
So you're unkidnappable.
Unkidnappable.
So if a guy's looking to abduct a woman, they will drive past you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then speaking of Jordan.
Jordan said to me, bless him, he never says it in a mean way, but when we first started dating, I sat up in bed and he went, "Wow, you've got a really ripped back." I went, what do you mean? He goes, like, really broad shoulders, really ripped back.
He felt like he was in bed with Chris Hemsworth.
He's just like, and he brings it up sometimes. He goes, yeah, you got a really big back.
You've got a really
Zara with a massive
manly
back.
You've got a really big back.
It's hard for a girl to take that as a compliment.
It is. It's, I mean, thanking all the years of swimming, but I don't know if I want to look like She-Hulk in there.
Yeah.
Pricey, who works with us here, has come in to me and said, I'm so jealous of your bones, to me as she's feeling me.
Because you're skeletal was the assertion.
The boys don't want to hear that. So she's rubbing down Mr. Burns.
We'll swap. You can be She-Hulk.
Exactly.
I'd love someone to talk about my massive back.
Yeah.
13 24 10. We want to hear the most gobsmacking thing that somebody has said to you about you that you went, oh.
That's right. The best in show is going to win $500 and tickets to the Royal Show.
Up for grabs, we've got $500 and a family pass to the Perth Royal Show. It is our own show awards, Nathan Nat and Sean's Best in Show. Today's category is...
Recipient of the most gobsmacking comment about them.
Inspired by Zara, whose boyfriend told her she had a...
Massive back.
Massive back.
When she was in bed, vulnerable and naked, probably.
And perhaps for the first time in that situation. Felicia, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Hey, Felicia.
Great, Felicia.
Welcome to Best in Show.
What's the most gobsmacking thing someone said to you?
So it wasn't really said to me, but I had, it was 4 years. My son is 4 years old now. And it was just after he was born. My nonna, little old Italian lady, had made fresh gnocchi and sauce for us. So we're all eating, our meal in peace. And halfway through my bowl, she took it off me and was like, that's enough. Because I'd obviously still had a bit of baby weight.
Felicia.
If it was anyone else, they probably would have worn my bottle of breast milk. But because it was Nonna, I just had to be like, okay.
So when she took it from you, that was it?
That was enough.
Everyone was still eating there.
That was it.
Everyone was still eating there.
She couldn't have been clearer. She said that's enough.
Oh, it would have been so funny if she made you run around the block a couple of times before you even thought about having a cannoli.
And you're breastfeeding a newborn baby. Outrageous.
Oh, that's enough.
I do want to say this now, though. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
Penny's in Nollamara. Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Sorry,
Penny.
we're missing the opportunity.
Penny. Penny. Sorry. Penny.
It's a big bang thing. We have to. Okay, Penny, what's the most gobsmacking thing someone said to you?
So I'm like a second-generation Australian-born Chinese, and I used to work as an auditor, and I used to have to call the client and be like, hey, I'm just confirming I'm coming out on Monday or whatever. And then they'd be like, yeah, sure, no problems. And I would get there on Monday, and they're like, oh, you're Asian. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, your English is so good. And I was like,
oh, my God.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
And they're like, how's your English so good? And I was like, I was born here.
Could they grasp the concept that an Asian person could be born in Australia?
I know. And I was like, okay.
Penny. Oh my God. People are the worst.
Oh, hey, your English is so good.
Yeah.
That is so insulting.
Yes. Yes, it is. When you're born here. Thank you, Penny. You hang there. Gemma's in Perth. Hello.
Hello, how you going?
Hey, Gem.
Gemma,
We're being shocked by some of the things that people are saying.
It is, of course, the Best in Show award for the recipient of the most gobsmacking comment about them.
What happened, Gemma?
So I was at the gym one day. I try not to, get to know too many people because I'm there for one purpose only. And a guy came over to me and he said, you've got really nice armpits.
You've got really nice what?
Armpits. Do you though? Like, are they spectacular?
Oh, I mean, as far as armpits
what's
go,
a nice
I wouldn't trade
armpit?
them.
What's a nice armpit? I've never seen an ugly armpit.
But also, if that's the best feature about you, the one that warrants the comment, what does that say about the rest of you?
Did you go home and really look at your pits after that just to, see if you have an attractive pit situation?
Well, I start looking at people's pits now, I suppose.
Yeah. How are Perth's pits? Are we doing okay?
They're okay, they're good. They're still functioning.
Gemma, have you just gone sleeveless ever since because the world deserves to see your pits?
Oh, funnily enough, I started putting on T-shirts because I'm like, it's so weird that you can
she's hiding her pits. Stop looking at my pits, she says. My eyes are up here. Stop looking at my pits. Hey, I wonder if do you reckon there's many pit people out there? There's people drawn to pits.
The pit is the thing for them.
Super pits.
Brad Pitts, yes. Thanks, Gemma. Jess is in Coburn. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Jess.
All right, Jess. It's weird that all of these comments are coming have been said about women. Jess, did somebody give you a little bit of a gobsmacking comment?
Yeah, so when I was 15, I was at home with my parents and an old man real estate agent was round talking to them. And I walked out of my room in a pair of gym shorts and he stopped talking and looked at me and went, "Do you cycle? Because you've got legs like a horse."
You've got legs like a horse.
But also, when was the last time you saw a horse riding a bike? That makes no sense at all.
Cycle. You've got legs like a horse. Now, is that a thing? Saying people have legs like a horse? Is that a thing? No. And hoping they cycle to get legs like a horse? No, because none of it makes sense.
Jumping over fences, yes. Cycling, no.
Off your trot.
Off your trot. Okay, that's highly offensive, Jess.
These were good.
Yeah, tough. Going to be tough to decide between these for the
David,
best
you're
in
putting
show.
up your fingers, please. All right, everyone, quickly go. What do you think? Okay. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
with you.
it's tough,
I'm with you as well, Natalie. I'm done that.
Yeah. Oh. What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Well, we'll play the music.
That's it.
The winner is... All right, we're going to give it to Gemma for her nice armpits. Because, Gemma, we're not sure if that's an insult or not. It was a truly gobsmacking comment because we've never heard it before.
Yeah.
And also, it's hard to determine how insulting it is.
What a pretty pit is.
Exactly. and why her pits are better than her face. Do you know what I mean?
Today, because of you, people will be thinking pitiful thoughts.
Well, to be fair, I never thought about them as being better than my face. But
Yeah, girls will be getting dressed right now and trying to look pity and prink.
Yes, and well, they've made a movie about it. It's called Pity Woman. You've won $500 and a family pass to the Perth Royal Show. Gemma?
Amazing, thank you so much.
Get your pits down there and stop covering them up. The world needs to see them, okay?
And everyone, you know what? Check yourself before you wreck yourself before talking to a lady.
I feel like I need to look at my pits. I'm going to check out my pits later today. Because I don't know. What if my pits aren't up to scratch?
Found out you had a really ugly pit.
I know, right?
You didn't even know. We live in a world, you know what? We live in a world where pits aren't attractive or unattractive. I think that's good.
So what we need is more pit shaming?
No. I think we just leave pits alone. Leave people to their pits.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
You can't get headphones on. These headphones, mate. Like, we were told,
Brutal.
JP, who we love, who did this studio, who was in charge of the whole thing nationally, he told us, he goes, these are my favourite headphones. It's like, well, you're not on air, are you?
They bite you. When you try to put them on quickly, they either bite your hand, so you
it's like trying to wear a live crayfish.
Yes.
And at any moment, it will
you
attack
pick them up, but they jump away from you.
Yeah.
You can't get them on your
It's
head,
a lot.
which
Anyway,
is a problem.
no one works harder. We check.
It's true. Tomorrow, all the sport.
Dude, are you kidding me?
There's no Sean, but don't worry. We have Jonathan Brown, Eddie Maguire. Emma Driscoll will join us.
Her.
And our new Perth Wildcat recruit, Elijah Pepper, is going to be joining us as well.
It's a lot of sport.
Yeah.
I don't have one burning question at all for any of them.
Something about hats, probably. Plus, we've got Missing Word.
Yeah, that's
Ross will give you a clue.
Yeah, more clues for that.
That's
and
right.
Best in Show today.
Yes,
as
indeed.
well. If you want to download our podcast, do it because earlier this morning we were talking about there's a whole range of plants and green thieves out at work at the moment stealing stuff. We had some very funny calls.
We sure did.
Yeah, so you want to hear them today as well.
Hello, Ross.
Hi, Ross.
Hello. Those lobster headphones that snap you.
Aren't they the worst?
I don't have it, and this is because from behind the scenes, when you have to talk, the mics go on and then you guys realise you're on the radio and then you have to put it on after the fact. So you're putting it on like that, and that's why you're getting snapped. If you're gentle and do it well in advance,
Ross, what you're talking about is called preparation, and we're not part of that. We're not here for that.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
You're gross.
Speaking of disgusting, you were given a task yesterday.
Yeah, I actually had someone come up to me at the Perth Royal Show and said, I heard you on the radio, I can get you a Dagwood dog and you can eat it on camera.
So?
I just said no. I couldn't do it.
Are you joking?
It was too big. It was too big. It's aggressive.
Ross, you could fit 12 of those in you. So you're eating one today? You're back at the show today?
We'll see.
Try putting it in your mouth.
We'll see. Gotta go, guys.
You don't go down on a Dagwood dog and be furious.
You're done.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.